Greetings, dear, precious, magnificent, glorious spirit soul that you are as your authentic self, beyond the false ego, the false ID that we put together to make sure we're a good product here for somebody to like, hire, be, whatever it may be. At your authentic self, you are whole, complete, and perfect and nothing missing. Now, my topic is appreciation prospers you. It's a very interesting thing. It's wonderful to have a special day each year of Thanksgiving. But the real key is you take that day, whatever it may be, that is for a specific thing, if you want, and you use it as a spiritual practice. Because you take a look at what do we want? What do we need? Okay, in the physical body, you got to have air, right? You got to have oxygen. You got to breathe because the body runs on the gas of oxygen. And you want to feel good. You want to be healthy in your body. You want to make sure you have the right foods, that you have the sunlight, that you have shelter, that you have nurturing, that you have support, and that sort of thing. You take a look at what are the basic physical needs that we all have in this world. And the problem is we oftentimes overdo all the stuff we think we need. So then we're not healthy in the body because we're not honoring the basic principles of this world as well, first of all, of the spiritual. And so I would take those days like a Thanksgiving and then start bringing appreciation into my life in every moment. And this, when we appreciate something, it's also a financial term. It says when you appreciate something, you get an appreciation, it increases. That means it continues to give to you. And what happens, what I've noticed when I had my television ministry in the 80s, and I had a congregation in San Diego, in La Jolla, California, and what would happen would be that it cost a lot of money to do a television ministry in those days, and also to do church and to offer everything that you give to people. And anything that anyone ever asked for that we ever offered, what it was, audio tapes or teaching or classes or anything that we pretty much could do to offer people, to serve them, to empower them, to enrich their lives, for them to know who they are, take their powers back, and have a magnificent eternal existence and eternal life. And really only 20% of the people that ever requested something ever gave something in return. And that meant 80% of the people gave nothing. And yet they were there to receive and they were there to take, but not appreciate, or appreciate the source from where it came. Now, what that does, it basically limits the person because they don't know they have enough to give. And what happens with miserliness, what happens with people who live from the mind, they're always counting. They're bookkeeping. It's called numbers, N-U-M-B, that means numbers. Okay, so what they're always counting. I gave you this, you gave me that. Is it easy? It's like prostitution, or anything you're doing where you're trading something from your body for money or food or whatever it is you think you need, an activity, a job, a skill or whatever. All right, why? For the body then to thrive. But the most important thing is for you to thrive as a conscious being, a divine being, and that you flourish. And when you look at those statistics and realize that so many people are miserable right now. There's a lot going on in the world. And they're taking all of it on because they're afraid. I had someone yesterday, I said something about something, and the person absolutely freaked. I go, whoa. And you could see the fear. He was afraid he was going to die. He was going to get sick and die. And I said, hey, buddy, you're going to leave your body anyway. You're going to drop the concept. Are you working on that? Do you know where you're going to go? Do you know how you got here? Do you know how this world works? Do you know who you are and the powers that you have and who you're giving your powers to? And affirming all the time that you don't have enough, you're not good enough, you hate yourself, you're not worthy. This is the mind. It's a thought system. It's a word system to control you, to take your life force. And you say, well, who would ever do that? Well, there's a lot of people out there manipulating everybody else, exploiting everybody for whatever they can take or whatever they can get. But you see that in a relationship, the one who's the giver is always happy, because giving is what makes us happy. It's a wonderful feeling that as a real divine human being, when you can give a gift to somebody, you can help them out, you can invite them to dinner, it's like, you see what people look around and say, well, how can I be miserable? Look at the conditions of my life. Look at how I've been working with someone who's had he's had heart operations, he's had this and that. This guy is amazing. His body is going merely because of his consciousness, and he's an amazing person. That what he doesn't let the conditions control him. And so most people, they're letting the world conditions. And how do you know they're the world conditions? Because you're seeing it on TV. People should throw their television away. I threw mine away in 1984 because it's programming constantly. And if you're going to research and you're going to empower yourself, then you're going to you want to do the research that is going to be the most empowering for you. And that knowledge, the basis of our lives is gratitude. It means a grateful. That means you've got a fire in your wood stove to keep you warm and to cook your food and all of that in this world. But the appreciation is everybody wants to be appreciated at some level. And yet here's another clue. Don't seek to get appreciation, because if you seek to get appreciation, you're giving other people the power to control you to whether they like you or not. When I cook for God. I have Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, in my kitchen. My cat's named Lakshmi too, the goddess of fortune. And when you look at generosity, people who are generous, that means don't give out a sacrifice, but take a look at how you can make this day and every day wonderful. Start with appreciating what you have. Start appreciating yourself. I remember I did a talk years later about Thanksgiving. You want to be grateful for the turkey in your chair rather than the poor turkey on your table. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you're not a turkey, and I was just joking, but it's like we're always being grateful for out there, or trying to, whatever it may be, manipulate to get what we need. When you know who you are, you're more powerful than any of this stuff going on. You're more powerful than those who control the media. You're more powerful that believe that they control the world. You're more powerful than all of this because of who you are. And why so much is used to control you in your mind, in your thinking, in your beliefs, and everything in order for you to feel miserable. And always trying to make something better in the world so you feel good. You start from feeling good, and then your world gets better. See, that's the way it works. You got to put the horse before the cart. Most people are putting the cart before their house. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, source, partner, however you call it, beloved, and all the rest is added. So let's take today. I am grateful for my dear friend and who does all this work, Michael Bolger. He's just wonderful. He's just so giving and loving and all of his work to make all of these videos for everybody. He's just wonderful and giving. I look at all the wonderful giving people in my life, and I look at my dear friend Mukunda, Mike, I call him, and how he helps and he contributes and he helps make this possible for you. And I have Jan and Michelle, it's like they're out there. Laura, there's like I appreciate all my teachers. I appreciate all of, and see, I don't have envy because I know who I am. And most people are so envious, they don't want someone else to be happy. It was amazing when I used to be speaking in churches all around the world, in centers or whatever, and there'd be thousands of people show up, and they'd be applauding, screaming, yelling, loving it, standing ovations and all of these things. And yet the the minister or the spiritual leader would be standing in the corner with their arms crossed, hating me. Why? Well, because everybody likes you better than me. Well, can't they like everybody? Can't they do that? When I had my church, when there was somebody that I thought was fabulous out there and everybody loved it, I'd hire them real fast. Get over here. Get me over my envy. I'm here to serve, and I want the bestest for you. So let's make this, how do you make a good day? Stop sitting around and think about all the people who died last year. Stop thinking about all the stuff that's miserable. Stop thinking about all the stuff you don't have. Start to appreciate every single thing that you have that supports you. So appreciate who you are. Appreciate those teachers out there. Appreciate your family members. Appreciate your friends. And even appreciate, in a sense, what you call your enemies. You know why? Because then you use that to make you strong. And this is what we need to do with appreciation, gratitude, thanksgiving, and gratitude. We always then have more and more and more to be grateful for, because you shifted your consciousness from not having, from poverty, from loss, from not good enough, nothing's ever, to every single moment, every single little thing. Your life is a grand adventure. You see, a grand, joyous, happy. See, you are a good time going somewhere to happen. You're a party going somewhere to happen. So use this day. Start to appreciate. Bring the music you love into your life. Do the art. Do the things you want to do. Get out into nature. It's cold up here. Take the shoes off. But wherever you are. And then just be full of love and start giving some gifts. A little teeny thing, it doesn't matter. But get over the fear of you don't have enough. You're never going to have enough. And you're going to have to hold on to every little bit. You can't give them. And many people don't even want their teachers, don't even want their family members, don't even want their mates or anybody to flourish and to be happy. They resent it. Poor soul, because they live in fear and terror. And you look at the faces of all these people right now that are hiding and following all these orders of what these people say, and suffering and losing and all that. Take your power back. You know who you are, and now you better build your spiritual strength. And when you do, my darling, you are victorious over everything. Start today and every day with appreciation, especially of your source. You say, well, why would God allow this? Because you're choosing it. That's why. Choose the divine, and your life is divine. I love you very much, and I am grateful for you, and I'm grateful for everybody that helps me to do this work and to help other people. This is my life's work, and my life's work is for you to be all that you can be, but it has to be your choice, and you have to do the work, because it takes work. And start right today. Make that choice. I am going to feel abundant and prosperous and wonderful all the time. And you know an interesting thing? I was born rich, because that was my parents' name. I was Terry Nan Rich. Is that cool? And I teach prosperity. You know what prosperity means? It just means to go forth with enthusiasm and do what you feel guided to do within that is good for all. So appreciate your talents, appreciate everything, appreciate the opportunities that you have. And when you do that, you are a radiant being. Let your light shine. And if others can't handle it because their envy is eating them alive, don't shut yourself off so that they'll be happy, because they can't be happy because they don't know who they are. Happiness is who we are. Stop running after it. That's called pursuit of happiness. That's a loser game. If you're running after happiness, if you're running after love, you're miserable. You are love. You are happy. Start to use it. Activate it. Flow it. And enjoy prosperity of appreciation. How fortunate we are right now.
Okay.
I couldn't find you back there hiding.
No.
I was going to look for you.